let's talk about having children. Yup, them snotty-nosed kids. All right, so this whole thing that we're doing called life, right? Every single thing is only able to happen because life continues to multiply, okay? And everything evolves. All of us as adults, you know, as long as our plumbing is working right, we can reproduce, okay? Which means we can pass on our genetics. Let's comprehend how big of a deal that is, all right? So, you know, we in this world, we're living, experiencing, and I don't know about you, but it seems like everybody I know got some things about their life that they want to be able to fix, and they want it to be a little more comfortable and stuff like that. Okay, so think about this. Imagine if you had somebody in your life who could do whatever you tell them to do from the moment they're born. They'll do it. A little kid, right? Okay, you have your own little mini-me. They'll follow you around. You could teach them the right way to do things. They'll end up smarter than you, right? Ideally, of course, because the thing is we got to pour into them, right? So I think it's interesting how we're having this generation come through, and we're looking at the opportunities to reproduce, you know, the natural urge that we have to reproduce once we reach adulthood. That's what adults do, right? Like, this is what adults do. We reproduce. That's actually what determines if you're of mature age or development. So I don't know, I think that's interesting because a lot of people I come across might have a skewed perspective about what having a child can do for the universe and your personal life and things like that. I feel like parenthood, for whatever reason, isn't being admired as much as it should. And, you know, of course, I'm speaking from experience, right? So I done had the opportunity to make babies since I was like 15, right? But I waited till at least a decade after that, right? So for me, I went through the phases of like being really young and having the urge to, or the temptation to, but of course it's kind of hard to be motivated to have a kid if you feel like you can't afford it, right? If you feel like you ain't got your stuff together yet, you might not want to bring somebody else into it. That might be your mindset, right? But let me tell you why that might not be a good idea. If you have this little kid who's going to grow up learning everything based off of the choices you make for them for the first few years, of course, you could really teach them to be productive in not only their life, but everybody else's life, but your life too. So if you have a child and they end up learning a particular skill set, maybe they got a particular skill set that a lot of people don't have. Maybe it can attract a lot of money. Maybe it'll make it a little easier for you to buy the stuff that you need later on in life. You know, if you expect it to be here long enough, then, you know, you could really benefit a lot. And of course, I'm talking about the long-term rewards, but we ain't even scratching the surface on the short-term rewards of having a child. Bro, that junk is amazing, bro. You literally get to see them develop every day. And it's a very clear reminder of the fact that you're growing too and you're aging too. And all of the beautiful details about a human existence. It's like, bro, I don't know if you witnessed childbirth before, but it's pretty miraculous, you know? So just think about this, right? We see that when you're looking at things from an objective point of view and looking at the benefit of the entire world, right? If you're trying to look at it like from the perspective of God, right? Maybe you might come up with the conclusion that all of this stuff should just feed into itself again and again. That way you don't even have to add to it. It'll continue to expand. It's like it might as well, right? So everything that we have the ability to do, we could do it lots and lots of times, right? So you got to think, if we are at the point in humanity in which we don't even have the birth rate exceeding how many people are dying every year, hold on. So more people are dying than more people being born. What you think gonna happen eventually if that keep up? We're gonna die off as a species, right? So, you know, extinction is actually relatively a big concern for a walk of life, I would say. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if you even care enough about who come after you in this world, but I mean, I care about who come after me. So thinking about how this could go, and also being aware of how long of a game this is in personal development, big picture, it don't matter. We destroy everything we ever invented and got our hands on. That's just how it is, bro. We put our mind on it, and it's just chaos that comes from it because that's who we are. But anyway, so when we're multiplying and having these children, yes, it's gonna be chaotic in your house, right? Say just imagine a house, maybe you grew up in one, but a house with more than 3 children, 4 children, 5 children, 11, 12 kids. It's amazing to think that people were just able to do that during the baby boom, but we looking at this point of view from nowadays, and it's like, shoot, where you gonna house all them kids, bro? Somebody ain't got room for all them kids, or that might be really expensive, or I don't have the space for them. Like, you know, even if you wanted to have a lot of kids, a lot of people feel like if they ain't got the living space for them, man, you can't afford to have kids right now. But here's the thing, bro. Just where it starts, that's just the beginning. But your circumstances going to evolve as you keep going through life anyway. Whether you had that kid now or not, they're going to exist on their own. So you ain't going to have to actually do that part for them. Of course, provide to the best of your ability, teach them, actually support them emotionally, and show them, you know, the stuff that you know, but keep them open-minded. Bro, this is going to do stuff for the entire world. Long term, of course. So you can multiply and mess around and have 10, 12, 15 kids, right? People do it. Lots of people have done it. And the thing about being a male is we have the ability to plant seeds unlimited virtually, right? So when we look at the roles that everybody is playing in this thing, there's nothing more beautiful than a male and a female coming together. But the second most beautiful thing is when the male and the female have an offspring, right? And when they have offspring, and a mother is carrying her own child and feeding them from her breast. It ain't nothing more pure and innocent than that, bro. She's nurturing her child. Like, you just got to think about the foundations of nature and our being and our existence. You know, it's easy to think that it's about status and prospering materialistically and all that stuff, but really, it's really simple, and we just supposed to spread the love, and making love spreads the love, you know. But yeah, so the funny thing about mentioning if you feel like you can't afford the kid right now, there's people who could afford the kid at first whenever they had the kid, and then they went broke. That happens too. So you don't even know what life's gonna throw at you anyway. So it's like you might as well get them in here and let them help you. Like, y'all are gonna help each other for sure. So, you know, just maybe look at it from a little bit more of an open perspective. If you are one of them people who feel like that don't make sense for you, or I'm not saying everybody's supposed to have children and all that stuff, but what I'm saying is human existence is actually in jeopardy long term. So when you think about it beyond just the self and what you gonna get out of it, it's like you could be a little generous with who you pass your genetics to. Of course, don't be wild and take care of your dang kids, man, or raise somebody else's. That's cool too. You know, being a step parent definitely has a significant role too. So don't turn down that person just because they got a kid. That is people that got way heavier baggage than a baby, and you can't see it on them when they walk around. So, you know, just stay open-minded to who the universe could send into your life, because they might not look how you expect, but they might evolve and grow into what you need. So you never know. But of course, use your own judgment with that. But yeah, so I just wanted to get my perspective on that, because I'm like, bruh, we could do this for a few years and we can do this for a really, really long time. But either way, like, life is gonna go on regardless. But shoot, we might as well love as much as we can, because the little kid is definitely gonna love you unlimited. So just think about it. It's like you might be cutting yourself off from love if you blocking out the opportunity to have a child. But this is a little bit of point of view. Till next time.